I think it's safe to say there are way too many kits for The Sims 4 right now. There are 16 build kits and 12 cast kits, so slightly more build kits. So I'm guessing that build kits are more popular and that's why they're making more. But obviously there's a lot and some of them are hits, others are misses. And I think it's important to look at those. So today we are ranking every single build kit on my Sims 4 pack tier list. Castle Estate kit. This one is going into hate it. So this kit actually only comes with 2 objects here. The rest of it is all architectural stuff, which is not a bad idea. It comes with 1 wallpaper, which has a lot of different swatches, like literally a ton of different swatches, which I guess is quite cool. But it is mostly architectural with like pillars, and we got different kinds of fences. So this is the first time the Sims team have ever done like a proper architectural kit. And don't get me wrong, I actually don't think it looks that bad. It's just that there's genuinely not enough in order to make a full castle. I've said this before, you can make like castle walls. You can use this kit to make the walls of a castle, but you can't actually use this kit to make an entire castle because there's literally nothing that you can put on the inside. So it just kind of defeats the whole point, rendering the kit just a little bit useless. This really is one of the most bare bone kits, and I'm honestly really shocked that they decided to release this as a kit because I feel like castles would have been much better in a bigger pack. That way you could have done interiors. Even the pre-made room for the Castle Estate kit is just filled with items that they've tried to make look medieval, but it doesn't really look medieval at all. It's just a nice idea. Love the idea of having a castle estate, but you can't really make one. You can make the walls of a castle estate, but nothing else. Everyday clutter. I'm putting this one into unnecessary. So everyday clutter literally just comes with a very small amount of clutter objects. The reason why I would say this is very unnecessary is because a lot of these clutter objects, I feel like there's enough to maybe chuck a couple of unique kind of decorations in your Sims rooms, but there's not enough to really clutter up an entire house. In my personal opinion, if you're making an everyday clutter kit, it should be a kit full of everyday clutter, but I personally just don't really feel like there was enough stuff here. And honestly, the only things I really use from this are the phone, and I use the glasses, and I use this mug, and I use this post-it note thing for desks. Like, these are the 4 things I probably use the most. The other ones I don't really use that much. I just feel like we've already got enough clutter in the base game, and if you already own 1 or 2 other packs, you'll also have some clutter objects in those packs. I personally just feel like this pack doesn't need to exist, or it needed to be a lot larger, especially considering how small these items are. There just needed to be so much more. Like, this is such bad value for money. I don't care how cheap it is. It's very bad value for money. I just feel like it's unnecessary. I'm not saying this stuff in this pack is bad, because it's not. It's just so small it feels unnecessary, especially compared to all the clutter we have in the base game and debug alone. Modern Luxe kit. This one is going into like it. Modern Luxe kit is one of the rare few kits that actually has a wallpaper in it. I just want to say from the offset. It's also the only kit to have a ceiling. A lot of people think this was like tiled flooring, but it's actually meant to be a ceiling. So this one is like so B&M. If you're not British, I'm sorry, you're not going to understand what that means. It's just very like grey and sparkly, and I think it's a really nice vibe. Everything comes in like the right swatches, completely right. All of the objects, like, it literally is modern luxe. It's modern luxury, and I think it looks really, really nice because we have vintage glamour stuff in The Sims 4, and the vibe is very similar, but I personally just feel like the vibe of this pack is a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable to use for builds. I personally feel like it would have been nicer to have slightly more clutter, because the issue I find with it personally is that there's, like, again, with a lot of kits, there's not really enough stuff to clutter an entire room or space, but I feel like there's enough to almost make a full bedroom with. I think it should have come with a wardrobe and maybe just a couple more things. It's also one of the only Sims 4 packs to actually come with curtain rods that match with the curtains that are supposed to come with the pack, which, like, I still can't believe EA don't do this for the majority of their packs. Like, it just makes sense. So I genuinely really love this one, and I use it for my Sims bedrooms all the time. I just feel like there's a little bit missing, and I would have liked a little bit more of what we've already got in terms of decorations, but I think it's a nice package. Country Country Kitchen kit. This one is going into unnecessary. Country Kitchen is the first ever build kit for The Sims 4. And funnily enough, just a few months after this kit was released, we actually got The Sims 4 Cottage Living, which I personally find absolutely hilarious. It's very disjointed. Just before we got a country living style kind of pack, we got a country style kitchen as DLC, which I just find a little bit odd. Although you guys know, the funny thing is I actually quite like the kitchen counters in this pack. However, I do admit that all of this stuff, I feel like you can literally get this aesthetic from the base game alone. There's literally so many kitchen decorations which suit this exact vibe of this kind of stuff here. And if you do own Cottage Living, you've already got the vibe. I just feel like it's nice, but it's completely unnecessary because you can already pull off this vibe in the base game and all with Cottage Living. It's also an extremely tiny kit. There's nothing there. Greenhouse Haven is going into dislike it, and that's going to be very unpopular. I think the reason why I would say my opinion about this is unpopular is because it's actually like one of the only kits that has a very specific function, which is to build greenhouses. I think the greenhouse windows that the pack comes with are quite nice, and I do really like the roof swatch itself as well, the windowed roof, and I guess the flooring is quite nice as well. I just feel like this pack was very, very bare bones in terms of what it came with. We've got this empty table, and we got, for example, planter pots, but then we got another object which is the exact same like plant. It's just one, like one of these objects has one and the other one has 5 plants, but it's the same object. We've got this little plant here, we've got some pots here, some pots here, some pots here. I just feel like there's not really enough. I genuinely do not feel like there is enough to make an entire greenhouse with. It's just a very, very limited amount of clutter, and it's one of those things that makes me realize like EA is so stingy. That's the only word I can describe when it comes to their packs. They really, it's like they consider themselves, what's the bare minimum we can do, and that's all we're gonna do. And it just doesn't make any sense to me why they don't want to do things that their player base actually like. Why would you not want to make your player base happy? They're literally purchasing your games. Why would you not just give them more? I just don't understand the way that they work. I don't understand their mental processing when it comes to making these packs, but they're just very, very stingy, and I don't know if they're weirdly systematic about it, like we can't have any more than this amount of objects or what. It's one of those packs that just feels lazy, to be honest. It feels very lazy, and I do expect more because this is not it. I know The Sims can do better than this, and I know that they could offer a lot more stuff than this. So I'm just feeling, I guess, generally just a little bit disappointed with not the lack of quality of stuff, but more so the lack of stuff, because we could have got a lot more with this. Pastel Pop Kit, I'm gonna put this one into like it. Again, one of the only build kits not only to come with 2 different types of wallpaper, but it also comes with a brand new carpet for the game. Honestly, the kit itself, it is, as you can see, like it is not my personal vibe in the slightest, but I actually really appreciate that it has a very specific theme, and it actually comes with a decent amount of stuff. I feel like there's enough here to make a pastel poppy looking bedroom, which is literally the whole point. So I think it's really great. As I said, like this style, it's not my personal style in the slightest, but I really appreciate the pack. I do personally think it needed to come with a tiny little bit more clutter. I think the pack would work really great if we had more clutter objects, because we have these like shelves and lots of shelves that came with this pack and decor placement slots, but nothing to put in them. So I would have liked a bit more decoration, but I think the actual style of the kit, it's really, really well done, and all of the swatches are really great, and it's all just a neat little package, and you can almost make an entire bedroom with this kit, which I think is really good. Basement Treasures, I'm gonna pop this one into like it. So this is just supposed to be a very, very retro looking kit. It came came with a wallpaper. The whole point is that everything's supposed to look torn and broken down. And as you can see, like we've literally just got broken chairs here. We've got an old plotted plant. This is from the Sims 1, like a throwback. We've got like some dirt or mold that you can pop on the walls if you want it to with different swatches. An old fashioned picture. And then we've got like a mirror here, and it actually comes in a cracked swatch. Everything is basically just like very crappy. That's the vibe of the kit. It's supposed to be a kit full of crap. And I actually really like the vibe of the kit. I feel like it comes with enough stuff for a basement. It comes with a deconstructed vibrating heart bed. When this kit came out, it made me feel pissed off because we didn't actually get a functional vibrating heart bed. And this is basically EA's way of saying like The Sims is dead now. The Sims 4, this is not a main title Sims game. It's like an alien, is, you know, like in those movies where like aliens take over somebody's body and it's not the same person anymore, or like the movie Get Out. I feel like that's what it's like with The Sims 4. The Sims 1, 2 and 3 is The Sims, and then The Sims 4 is just its own separate thing. It's in its own little world, and they really highlighted that by deconstructing the heart bed and saying, you know what, everything that you love about The Sims 4 is dead. It's gone. So is a vibrating heart bed, and it's never coming back. This is basically what they confirmed with this kit, and I think it's very, very funny. Looking back now, they make very strange like marketing moves with this. Instead of giving Sims what they want, they just give us what we don't want, or they give us what we want but in a way we don't want it. And this is a clear case of giving us what we want but in a way we don't want it. But in general, I actually think it's a really great kit because it has a very specific theme and you can use it very specifically for basements, and I think it does come with enough stuff to build up an entire basement with, and that's why I really, really like it. It's a great theme and there's enough stuff there. The little campus kit, I'm putting this one into Love It. So this is another one where it just has a very specific theme, which is camping in your back garden. So we have this really, really great camping tent here, and you can put a little rug inside the tent. You can put your literal camping beds in there, which is really, really cool. And it just comes with a load of really clever stuff. Like we got a dining table, but the pack also comes with this, which looks exactly the same, but it's actually a games table. So it actually comes, even though it doesn't come with new gameplay, it comes with a way to use existing gameplay. And it comes also with a fire pit. It also comes with an activity table. We have a lot of these in The Sims 4, but this is the only one that actually looks really good. We also got a swing set, which I think looks really pretty. And we got an outdoor movie projector. Plus we just got like a ton of different clutter objects, gameplay objects, especially for kids. And the reason why I like this kit is because it actually serves a purpose. You'll put this in your back garden, in your Sims yard, and it's like you can have your Sims have a little sleepover. They can play on the swing set, they can play on the activity table with the teddy bear, with the Starry Night dollhouse, and then they can watch something as a family with the movie projector, and they can sleep in their garden, they can use a bonfire. Like, it actually comes with gameplay objects. And the reason why I think this kit is so genius is it actually gives you a new way to play the game. Let's be honest, before this kit came out, none of us really bothered with the concept of camping in your back garden, but now this kit's come out, is something that you can actually do very well. And I think the kit looks really, really nice, especially at night time with all the lights and all the stuff. I just feel like it comes with a very specific gameplay focus and a lot of objects to facilitate that, and that's why I think it was just so good. Blooming Rooms is going into Love It. So the only thing that this kit came with is plants, and that's basically it. And what I was saying, Johnny's S, can you please get out of the way of my review, please? I don't care if you need a wee, go wet yourself, I don't care, just leave. Anyway, you guys know what I was saying about the Greenhouse Haven kit being a little bit lackluster. Well, Blooming Rooms does come with a greenhouse shelf and a greenhouse like shelving unit here too, so you can build a greenhouse if you have this kit as well. I don't say I use all of the stuff here, but the reason why I like it is because it's just a general mishmash of different kinds of plants, which I actually really like the idea of a kit literally just being a collection of a certain type of object. So if you just give us literally a collection of plants, like Like, I love that idea. I love the idea of us just having a ton of plants. I honestly do use this kit in like every single build that I do. I use at least something from this kit in every single build because it's not all the exact same aesthetic. They're all slightly different, but they're all plants, which makes them really versatile for a lot of different kinds of builds. I honestly hope that EA does more kits like this in the future. Even if we got like a lights kit with a ton of different lights, I'd be happy with that. If we got a sofa kit with just like a load of different sofas, I would love that. I really like this concept of just putting a load of the same thing in a kit and then just releasing it as a collection. I just think it's really clever. And if you're a builder, I would say you will probably use this a lot if you get it. Bathroom clutter. This one is going into hate it. The reason why I hate this kit is it's just fucking arse. Don't get me wrong. I actually find I use some of the clutter in this kit all of the time. I will be brutally honest with you. I do use it a lot for my Sims bathrooms and their bedrooms, to be fair. The reason why I hate it though is just I personally feel like there is plenty of bathroom clutter in the Sims 4 base game alone. It's just, I don't know guys, it's just very lackluster. Like it just doesn't really come with much. And it literally just comes with like dupes of a lot of things we do already have in the base game. It comes with a couple of new unique objects. For example, this organizer here, which is cool. I just feel like, you know, this toilet paper, tell me right now this looks any different to the regular one that we have in the base game. It really doesn't look that different. I just feel like they could have given us a lot more, especially if they gave us some new shelving units and bathroom cabinets, because we all use the exact same bathroom cabinet in all of our Sims builds. We use the exact same bathroom shelf, the same medicine cabinet. I just feel like they could have gone a lot further with it, but they didn't. I personally feel like it should have been added to the everyday clutter kit too as a 2-in-1, because alone the amount of objects here, I just don't really feel like it's worth your money that you're actually paying for this stuff. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity to give us so much stuff, but they didn't. And it's another example of EA just being very stingy and thinking, how on earth can we just get away with the bare minimum? And then they give us that bare minimum. Also, why is a toilet plunger so big? It does not need to be that big. Courtyard Oasis is going into hate it. Do you know what that's funny though? This is actually like my favorite kit. It's like my favorite kit aesthetic. It's one of the earlier kits to come out, and it comes with some nice different walls. It comes with like some really great doors as well and archways. This is another one of those, I think, architectural kits, kind of like the castle one, that just comes with a little bit of architecture for your Sims builds, which honestly I really love the look of. It is one of my favorite kits in terms of aesthetic, because I definitely feel like there's so much potential there. The biggest issue I have with this kit is that, okay, I can build myself a courtyard oasis, okay, but what about the other rooms in the house? Am I going into the suburban world of Willow Creek, the American suburban world inspired by New Orleans, and am I using a sofa and a chair and some plant pots and this table in there and this architecture? Am I just pretending that it's going to be a Moroccan villa? Like, am I making an American suburban house, a house that looks something like this, but then at the side of the house it's going to have a Moroccan looking oasis courtyard? It's one of those situations where it's like, I really like it, there's just nothing there. And if you can't make a full build, just like with the castle kit, okay, I can make castle walls, but if I can't make the inside of the castle, then what's the point? I can make a Moroccan inspired architectural shell, but if I don't have anywhere like an appropriate world to put it, and I don't have enough objects to truly decorate it with, what's the point? This kit just gives you like a taster of what it could be, but without giving you the full thing. That's why it's just very tasteless for me, which is a shame because I love the aesthetic. It's just implemented in an awful way. Desert Lux, this one is going into love it. We've got this like a bar window here and this big open window like this. It's very much giving, what was that new movie, Dune? It's giving Dune. That's what it's giving. And it's got these really nice open doors here as well, which we've never really had anything like this before. I just think it's really nice. And it comes with with a new outside flooring swatch, which I personally think looks really, really great too. So this one is basically a backyard pack. So it comes with a grill and it comes with different tables and things. And all of these just have a completely great aesthetic. Like, I just feel like everything here works together so well. And you can really easily just build up a nice looking space with all of the stuff that does come in this kit. Don't get me wrong, I definitely felt like it could have come with maybe a couple of decorations. I feel like that, I personally just feel like that would have been really, really nice. But in general, I think it's a really, really nice kit concept. And this little pack here is basically patio stuff, but for half the price of a stuff pack. And in my personal opinion, it's a lot nicer. You can build a really nice modern looking exterior with this pack, I feel. And as well as the brown like this, it also comes with like a black swatch, and it comes with a white swatch with, I guess, like a couple of different variations of it. But I just feel like there's literally so much you can do with this kit, and I think it's good value for money if you don't want to get perfect patio stuff instead. Industrial loft kit is going into dislike it. So this kit comes with a couple of very extravagant doors you can see here, and a new window. And the whole point of this kit is it's supposed to be well for building an industrial loft. The only thing is, firstly, technically you can't build lofts really in The Sims 4. And the second thing is, the only way you can really properly make use of this pack is if you own the city living pack and you want to make a like an industrial, like a lofty looking apartment building. But then that's when it starts to feel like a pack that requires another pack to function, and it's giving a little bit of My First Pet stuff trauma, and I just don't really like it. I really like the aesthetic of this pack, and it comes with a little bit for the dining room, a little bit for the bedroom, a little bit for the living room as well. So I feel like the amount of objects is, there could have been a little bit more, okay, but there's a decent amount of objects, and I like the windows and the doors. It's just, there's no such thing as an industrial looking loft. Like, you can't make these kinds of spaces in The Sims 4, so there's no point. Like, it literally requires city living, and you can only use it in like a couple of the like skyrise apartment buildings, the one where you can build on top. It just feels a little bit cash grabby to me, and it feels like you just can't really use a lot of the stuff. Like, I've never used these doors before and the windows because there's just nowhere appropriate for them to go. Maybe you could use it as like a garage, I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's nowhere appropriate for any of this stuff to go apart from like the sofa and a couple of the like hardwood furniture bits. And it's just, again, one of those pack concepts where it's like, you're giving me what I want but not in the way that I want it, and more importantly, not in a way that I can use it appropriately in my game. Decor to the max is going into unnecessary. I know a lot of people who absolutely hate this kit, and that's because it's just like so incredibly tough to decorate with, and honestly, I can understand it. I understand the whole point is decor to the max, but I genuinely think if they just toned it down a little bit, if it was just a little bit more toned down, it would have been a lot more usable. Kind of person who would decorate their living room like this, they really would be decorating the whole house like this, but there's not really enough stuff to decorate a whole house like this. So it's like, well, what's the point in coming with all of this stuff? Do you know what I mean? The reason why I say it's unnecessary but not dislike is I genuinely think a lot of this stuff in this kit is actually really, really good. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and it's definitely not my cup of tea, but I feel like it's a really great aesthetic. It's not like, for example, with the pastel pop kit where I don't really like the way it looks, but there's genuinely a lot of good stuff there. This is more of a case of there's genuinely not enough stuff here and it looks nice, which is why it's a little bit lower than pastel pop kit for me. And it's such a shame because I just think it's so clever. They just didn't go far enough. It could have come with a new bar. It could have come with an extravagant bed, some more extravagant clutter. It's just a great idea, but they just didn't go far enough with it. And this is honestly the thing I hate about certain build kits, is like they give you a little bit of what you want, but not enough to create a whole vibe. The book nook kit is going into unnecessary. So it comes with this new new wallpaper swatch. Tammy right now, this is necessary. No, it's not. It's unnecessary. That's why I put it in unnecessary. It comes with a brand new sofa set, which I guess is okay. It's one of the only like plush looking sofa sets that we actually have in the game, which is a rarity. It also comes with this rug here too. And then we've got a book inspired dining table and end table and a bookshelf, which is very weird. And basically it just comes with a ton of book stuff. It's just lots and lots of books. It even comes with these books here, which can be infinitely stacked on top of each other, which is very, very interesting. We got some other just very, I don't know, just some random clutter, which I honestly don't think looks that bad. It comes with a modular bookshelf unit where you can place different parts on top of each other, although these modular things are very notorious for not really fitting onto each other very well. It's very hard to get things to fit, but when you can get them to fit, it does look quite nice. The reason I say this is unnecessary is I just feel like the only object in this entire kit that people really, really like and really, really want is the modular bookshelves, and everything else is just filler, and it feels a little bit cash grabby and explosive when it feels like that. And I feel like we already have quite a lot of bookshelves in the game, and I just feel like what kind of like book nook are you going to be making in your Sims builds? I just feel like it's not that enjoyable, and it's definitely not enough to make an entire space up with. There's almost like too much book themed decorations. I feel like it should have come with maybe a couple of different plants or other cozy objects. I just feel like it's okay, but it really is the definition of unnecessary. Everything in this pack is unnecessary apart from the bookshelves, but then it seems a little bit bad to be getting a pack just for modular bookshelves which don't even fit in with each other properly because it's so buggy and it never ever works. Party essentials. This one's going into hate it. Some say party essentials. I say party unessentials. The problem I have with this kit is it's just a total random mishmash. Like, this really is so random. It doesn't really have an aesthetic. This kit has no idea what it is, and it has no idea what its purpose is for. You might be saying, Satch, well, it's for parties. Tell me what party now. Tell me what party is going to be having a retro music player along with balloons that look like giant marbles with lights around them, with a butterfly statue and a cassette poster, and these kind of look like birthday party balloons, and this kind of looks like a party board. But what party am I going to? A rainbow party? A pinwheel party? A cassette party? What kind of party? And then we've got lemonade, and it seems like we've got some old like biscuit jars. These are the kinds of things that you put in your kitchen cupboard. But then we got a fog machine, and it's all just like it's completely random mishmash of stuff. It should have been a birthday celebration kit. That would have been a much more successful idea because it actually comes with a specific gameplay purpose in mind. As I said with the little campers kit, kits only really work well when they come with specific gameplay purpose in mind. This almost had a specific gameplay purpose, but it doesn't. Again, it should have been based around just coming with generic celebration stuff like balloon arches and things you could use for a birthday party, and I personally maybe some present decorations, and that in my opinion would have gone down a lot better. The reason why I personally like build kits over anything else is because they don't really break the game. It's just aesthetic only things, which I think is actually completely fine. I genuinely prefer kits to normal packs these days. So do you agree or disagree with my little list here? You let me know. If you enjoyed watching this video, you might also enjoy one of the next 2 tier lists recommended here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.